everybody. I am doing a video series on homeschooling, and the reason being that I have so many people asking me questions about homeschooling, and I'm often giving the same answers over and over again. And I thought, if I made a video, then if anybody had this question and you wanted a perspective from a homeschool or unschooling parent, then you could possibly share it with them and have the question answered from someone's perspective. So I'm going to be talking from my experience as a homeschool parent. My oldest daughter is turning 18. She's now at first year university this year. And I've been homeschooling for a very, very long time. I've got 3 children. And I just wanted to give you an answer from my experience to the question that everybody always asks about homeschooling. And I'm watching you. If you want to comment on here, you can. I can try and answer as I go. So the question is, for today, is do children socialize enough when they are homeschooling? And when I started homeschooling, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. When I started homeschooling, that was the question that was on my mind. I came from a family of people who homeschooled, but not myself. I wasn't homeschooled, but my cousins were homeschooled, and I was always amazed at how close they were as a family and how kind and wonderful the children were. So they inspired me very much to homeschool as well. But I was concerned, like most people are, do they socialize enough when they are homeschooled? So I sent my oldest daughter to grade 1, and after a few months I saw that she wouldn't be missing anything. So I took her out and I started homeschooling. And the biggest answer that I can give for that question is, obviously there's a lot of responsibility that comes with homeschooling. And you need to create situations and scenarios for your own children. My children, we have a very big homeschooling community in Port Elizabeth. Lots of people homeschool, and we're very connected with one another. And we create situations for them where they can socialize. So what I've done, and what I like to do, is I take everything from school that I like, and I do it. And everything that I don't like, I leave out. So there are things, that situations or scenarios that you'd want to create for your children where they would need a group, because you're homeschooling at home, remember. You homeschool your own children, so your own way. Everyone has their own way of teaching their children at home. And things like a choir or a band, or debating, or being in a play, or having a concert, or having a prize giving. All of those things from school were so wonderful. And you don't want to not have them, so you recreate them in homeschooling with other homeschooling families. So we do a lot of things like that. Like we've got a debating team, we have sports days, we enter our homeschooling group for galas against other schools. All of those wonderful things that you still want, and we're leaving out all the stuff that we don't want. So as far as the social life of homeschooled children, my children socialize a lot. So they've got lots of friends. They've got less homework. Often you do most of the stuff that you'd want to teach them as part of their life. Because remember, homeschooling is not schooling at home. Homeschooling is learning through life. It's a totally, okay, but that's a whole nother talk. So where was I now? Talking on the social side. Oh, one of the most amazing things that I love about homeschooling when it comes to socializing, and the children, obviously they've got more time to play, so they've got more time to be with friends and to play and to socialize, as it were. The different peer groups that they have when they are homeschooled, as opposed to when they're in school. What I like about homeschooling is that the children connect with people from different ages. So instead of sitting all day and most of their life with just their peers, the same age children, they are connected and interacting with all different ages all the time. And you'll see how beautifully they treat different age and how easily it is for them I find, with the kids that I know and mine, how comfortable they are having a conversation with an adult, how naturally they will answer a question for a young child, or see a little kid that's in trouble and help them, or how easy it is for them to go and stand with the teenagers and join in the conversation, and how welcoming they are to one another, because they are usually in a family situation where they're all different ages of people, and they connect with one another and accept one another. And that is one of the things that I really and truly love about homeschooling, and that is connected with the social side of homeschooling, is the way they can interact with, and they do all the time, with the different ages, welcoming them, and just naturally, it's almost like in a family, like one would be. And because your children you get to spend a lot of time with them on the social side. I'm just talking on the social side today. There's lots about homeschooling, but on the social side, because you're with your children more, and your life is not spent in that rush of early morning they're out, and you don't see them until the evening, and then they've got homework to do. The relationships that you build with your children and that they build with one another is so wonderful. You get to know them, they get to know themselves, they get to know each other. So as far as socially, the family dynamics and getting to know them as people, I find very wonderful about homeschooling. So socially, they are connecting so well with each other, their brothers and sisters, their mums and dad, their grannies and grandpas, as a family. And that side of it is very, very wonderful. So there, I've covered a lot of the questions that people ask. Do children socialize when they are homeschooled? And the answer is, firstly, everybody's different. Every family situation is different. Every child is different, so everybody does it differently. But for us, my kids socialize a lot. Maybe too much, because I drive a lot, taking them to here and there. But usually we invite everyone to us, so we don't have to drive so much. But socially, they do sports with clubs and club sports, and they get a big social life, guys. Okay, they're not trapped inside by themselves, alone, not socializing. So I just wanted to answer that question to the people who have. Do children who are homeschooled socialize? And that, I hope, answers the question. And if you have any questions after this, you can ask me. I'm going to make another video on some of the big questions that you always get for homeschoolers, and I will post it up because this is part of a video series. Okay, bye.